Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. Well done there, mate. That's the most reading you've done for a long time. And well done, Richard. At least I know where Firth gets a long, complicated, dull storytelling. Before I get cracking, I'd just like to do... Calm down. Before I get cracking, I'd just like to do a quick vert. So I need all of your participation. I've actually got two speeches. One I wrote a couple of days ago, which is a bit tame, quite heartfelt, a bit emotional. And I've got the one I wrote this morning, which absolutely destroys Eggy, snags him off in every way.
Destroy him! Destroy
hands
him!
up for the tame, emotional one.
Nobody.
Sorry, Greta. You don't want that. So yeah, the thank yous have all been done, so I don't need to go through that again. An extra little thank you is to James Blackwell, who last night was the one to convince me to write the slightly more rude one with a few swear words. Knowing the Mackinders and people from Yorkshire, I know they'd be fine with a few little bad words thrown in, but I wanted to check with him that the Blackwells and other people from Berkshire would be fine. So we're all good. So yeah, everyone looks amazing today. Obviously the bride, as Eggy said, you know, she looks brilliant all the time, but really scrubbed up well today. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Bridesmaids as well look, you know, very, very sexy, which is good. And also the mothers, who, you know, proving they can still turn heads, Greta and Donna. Mally's even had his hair done for the occasion, which is good to see. So well done, Mal, well done. And Richard's come dressed as mine and Jonathan's favourite character from Thomas the Tank Engine, the Fat Controller. Thanks, Smith. Again. So anyway, as mentioned, you know, by Jonathan, etc. I know both of these guys very well, but I'll focus on Jonathan first, so don't worry. So yeah, I've actually known Jonathan for 23 years. We first met when we did judo together, actually, with my shit haircut, yeah, exactly. And then, you know, we went to school together. We played rugby together, we showered a lot together, we partied together, went on holidays, all that kind of stuff. And as I said, yeah, known him for years. I was trying to think about how to describe. Actually, no, before I get any further, I need to explain. Obviously, I'm calling him Eggy. Not a lot of people might know why. His name's obviously Jonathan. His mum calls him Jonathan, John, all that kind of stuff. Eggy is quite a simple one. Jonathan McKinder, Kinder Egg, Eggy. That's where it came from. He's got other nicknames like Mac, and I know Firth sometimes calls him Big Mac. But that's more to do apparently with his high percentage of saturated fat and the size of his penis. So, yes, something. So yeah, I was trying to think about how to describe him. It's actually very difficult because he's very unique. So I thought I'd describe him in a few examples. The kind of guy he is. You know, he's a really nice friend. The kind of guy that if you go to the toilet, you know, you can, and you're on a night out, you can give him your pint, and you can be rest assured that he'll look after it whilst you go for a pee. And he'll always make sure that when you get back, there'll be a fistful of his pubes floating on the top of the pint. Without fail. Really needs to start trimming, but... He's up... Saves it up for the nights out, doesn't it? Yeah, the other kind of guy he is, you know, if you're having a nice sleep, he'll always be the first one to do his weird fart in hand and then throw it into your mouth thing as well. So, you know, very nice, affectionate kind of guy. And he's obviously talk about his family and his upbringing, and what a few people might not know is he actually had quite a bit of a difficult childhood in a way. So he had a bit of a medical condition. It's not his asthma or his eczema or anything like that. It was quite a serious thing actually. He's all right now. And it's the only medical condition that his dad could be very proud of. It's the kind of thing, it's the kind of medical condition you really want to tell your mates down the building site about. And that is, of course, his abnormally large testicle as a child. Perfectly reasonable, So we can talk about this, we're all adults. What's it called?
A hydrocell.
A hydrocell, okay. We'll all be googling that later, won't we? Anyway, no, it's been drained, it's been sorted, it's all fine now, but let me share with you the first time that myself and Nick and a few of the other lads saw this. It's actually about 14, 15, we're at the McKinder's household, having a few drinks, nicking Mary's whiskey, all that kind of stuff, sorry Matt. And then, we're having a bit of a laugh, bit of a jerk, and then Eggy went to the front of the room and pulled a Mooney. Like, you know what a Mooney is? When you get your ass out, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he did that, and then we were like, hang on a sec. We were all 14, 15 thinking, oh, our balls have dropped, I'm pretty sure they've dropped, but I didn't realise they meant to drop down to your knees. So yeah, I'm sure I've got an entire photo album dedicated to this medical. What's it called again, Rich?
In a minute.
Yeah.
Hydrocell!
Yeah, to the hydrocell! Oh dear. So yeah, he had a difficult childhood. Then he did mature a bit as he got a bit older. A lot more drink came involved, stuff like that. I'm not going to tell any long anecdotes, but a couple of short ones. One time we were at my parents' house boozing. Sorry, Mum and Dad, and Nick and Eggy were sat on the back doorstep throwing up, and Nick had a nice Dreamland takeaway that night, and Eggy was obviously still a bit peckish because he started eating Nick's chipped puke. Not like, no one even bet him to do it, he just started eating it, asked me if I had any tomato sauce, and ate about 5 or 6 of them. So, fair enough. Also, on a similar evening, my brother was about then, and I don't know if you remember this, Sam, but you came, yeah, you do. Yeah, we were all in the living room having a laugh, stuff like that. And you know what Eggy's like, he'll try and outdo anyone, prove that he's the biggest man in the room, all that kind of stuff. And my brother came in with a nice, fresh, warm pint of Foster's that had been sat outside, and you're thinking of a different one. Anyway, so this warm pint of Foster's, and brother brings it in and goes, oh, it's been sat outside, it's a bit warm, bet you can't neck it. So Eggy gets it, looking at it like, oh, I can neck it. And it's like, we're all thinking, does he realise that's piss? And then he necks the whole thing, and we were kind of like waiting for this reaction of like, oh, you dickhead, you give me piss, but he just drank it. And we were like, Eggy, that's my brother's piss, mate. He was like, oh, bottles it, so obviously not the first time he drank piss. But another story which proves that he's always trying to outdo people, all that kind of stuff. We actually had a little sort of, I call it a gang. Do you know things like Jackass, Dirty Sanchez? Everyone remember that? Where you sort of, basically for the people that don't know, Jackass, it was a TV program where they used to just do stupid stuff to themselves, film it, all that kind of stuff. So we started our own version called Silly Boys, didn't it? And one of Jonathan's best mates, Gareth Evans, had the camcorder. He doesn't like Gareth Evans. Anyway. So yeah, he had the camera recorder on, and we were doing a few things, messing about, hitting each other. Nick knocked one of our mates out for a laugh. True. And my brother actually was like, oh, print off a sign saying, I'm Sam, this is Silly Boys, staple it to my forehead. So we're like, alright, we'll do that. Stapled it to his forehead, bit of blood, stuff like that. Eggy was actually quite quiet throughout this. Then he just went, staple one to me knob. And we were like, again, no one asked him to do it, no one's daring him. And we were like, that's actually these kind of things, you're probably like, yeah, it'll be enough. We were actually like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, make off the sign. So we typed up the sign, printed it off, and got the stapler out. It was myself that was doing it. And I was trying to hold the stapler like that and trying to but it wouldn't go in, because, whatever. And so we had to push him up against the wall, get about 3 of us and really ram it in. But yeah. So yeah, covered in blood, had this sign on, still got the video to this day. So that sort of sums up the kind of guy that he is. Give you a bit of an insight. But you know, all these stories are all well and good, but I think I found the best story, and you know, it was about just under 3 years ago, when Eggy became a much better man than he ever has been. And that was when he, of course, met the lovely Faith. So yeah, very romantic Disney fairy tale kind of me, I think it was. Because we were planning to go up to York on Saturday night to see Rachel and Mark. And obviously Hull's not far from York, so I thought, well, I'll take Steve up on a night out on the Friday, see if he can, you know, get off with a northern bird or whatever. And Faith's like, what happens if I'm going to come to Hull? It's kind of like, no, it's a bit of a lads' weekend, whatever, but you know, she obviously didn't take no for an answer. Came up to Hull, came out with all the lads, and about a week before we were coming up, I thought, hang on a sec, Eddie's recently single since his latest psychopathic nutter of an ex-girlfriend. And I thought, you know, Faith is none of the above, so completely different. So, you know, maybe I'll just say, oh, I've got this, you know, friend, she's blonde, really pretty, really nice. All that kind of stuff. But he seemed obsessed. He was like, oh, she got a massive personality. I said, yeah, she's got a really decent personality. I think you'll be well impressed. And he was obsessed by how big a personality was. And I was like, all right, man. He's like, oh, can you send us a couple of pictures and really show off the size of a personality? So once I sent him, you know, got on Facebook, found a couple of pictures that really accentuated the size of her tits. He was super keen for the evening. So anyway, Faith comes up to Hull, we go on a night out, all that kind of stuff, and Eggy's chatting his usual bollocks about, oh, I'm king of the north, and I'm the strongest Mackinder that have ever lived, and you know, I've got a 27-inch, you know, waist, all this kind of stuff. Which normally, us guys like me, Nick, Rob, my brother, Steve are used to it, and we're like, oh, girls don't find this, you know, whatever. And Faith was loving every minute of it. And I was like, to Steve, I was like, is this the same, like, you know, private school, intelligent girl who, you know, uses long words and stuff like that, and she's loving all this? And we're like, yeah, she's loving it. But anyway, one thing led to another. We went to a club, you know, they were, and then there's drinking, dancing together, and they were actually rolling around, snogging on the pool table, on the snooker table, sorry. But anyway, and whatever happened, but you know, ask Eggy if he managed to pop the pink that evening or not. But anyway. 3 months later, that was Steve Blackwell's fault, by the way. 3 months later, when we're out for a dinner at a restaurant, and Faith started chanting, Steve Bruce, Steve Bruce, Steve Bruce, we kind of twigged that she'd been going up to Hull and was now going out with Eggy, and we all kind of knew that this day was inevitable. So, all, you know, jokes aside, etc., I was really looking forward to doing this speech, obviously, for a chance to obviously take the mick out of Jonathan, and maybe Faith a little bit as well. But what massively outweighs that is how honoured and happy I feel to know that 2 of my most favourite people that I know, who are both amazing, both very unique, both super fun, absolutely crazy, amazing to be around, knowing that them 2 are going to spend the rest of their lives together makes me feel very happy and proud and puts a massive smile on my face. So congratulations, guys. To you, we're both amazing. So on that note, and I don't want to say anything, I haven't cried since I was 11, so I don't want to get really so yeah, so on that note, if you could all be upstanding, and please make a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Mackinder. If everyone else can sit down, please. There's just one little thing at the end. So if everyone else can sit down, Faith, Jonathan, just stand up actually, and just look each other in the eye for me. So you can probably tell I didn't Google much about what not to say and do on a best man speech, but I did Google a few facts and statistics about marriage, because apparently as a best man you've got to give a bit of factual advice or whatever. And I was searching for all these facts and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of boring ones are in there, you know, all the usual stuff. But I saw one that was really sort of poignant for my friend Jonathan, knowing Firth as well as I do. So my sort of statistic and fact and advice for you, Jonathan: look her deep in the eyes, look her in the eyes, because you are now looking into the eyes of the person who statistically is most likely to murder you.